Now keep subheading enum versus inheritance. Enum versus inheritance. Enum versus inheritance. Inheritance. Enum versus inheritance. Okay, make sure here there are multiple conclusions are there. Enum versus inheritance. Listen very carefully. So just observe every enum in Java, any enum, if you consider any enum, every enum in Java, we covered enum month, enum beer, okay, enum color, enum fish, like you can take any enum, every enum in Java, okay, enum beer, enum month, enum fish, like every enum in Java is direct child class of java.lang.enum class. Now legend, every enum is the direct child class of what? Java.lang.enum. Java.lang.enum class. Every enum in Java is the direct child class of java.lang.enum class. Is it clear for all of you? Okay, this is. Sir, here one very important conclusion you people should aware. Every class in Java is the child class of object, either directly or indirectly. But every enum in Java is always direct child class of java.lang.enum. Observe the difference. Sir, it's always immediate parent for all enums is nothing but enum only. Now my question is, every enum is always extending java.lang.enum already. Is it possible to extend any other? No, because Java won't provide support for multiple inheritance. It's not multi-level because it's always extending java.lang.enum because it is the immediate parent. Is it possible to extend any other? No. So our enum can't extend any other enum. Clear? Because it's already extending what? Java.lang.enum. Point number 1. So we can't make our enum the child of some other enum because our enum already extends what? Java.lang.enum. First point number 1 is the clear. Second point, every enum is always final implicitly. Correct or not? Every enum is always final. If it is final, is it possible to create child enum? No, because for final classes we can't create child. Okay, so for our enum we can't create child. Our enum can't extend some other. Is nothing more. From these conclusions we can conclude for enum inheritance concept not applicable explicitly, because for our enum I can't create child and I can't make our enum as a child of some other because it already extends java.lang.enum class. That's why inheritance concept not applicable for enum explicitly. If we are trying to use extends keyword for enum, immediately compiler is going to give left and right. Are you getting? Extends keyword is a banned keyword for enum concept. For enum, extends, inheritance, such type of terminology not applicable programmatically or explicitly. Right? Clear for all of you? Right? At first point, enum versus inheritance. Under that, every enum is always final implicitly. Every enum is one minute. Every enum is always direct child class of. Every enum is always a direct child class of. Every enum is always a direct child class of java.lang.enum. Every enum is always a direct child class of java.lang.enum. Every enum is always a direct child class of java.lang.enum. And hence our enum can't extend, and hence our enum can't extend any other enum. Our enum can't extend any other enum can't extend any other enum within bracket because Java won't provide support for multiple inheritance. That is the internal reason. Because Java won't provide support for multiple inheritance. Okay, second point. Second, sir, here have you observed? First point is the clear. Every enum is the direct child class of java.lang.enum, and hence we can't extend any other enum. Point number one. Second, here second point. Every enum is always final implicitly. Every enum is always final implicitly. Every enum is always final implicitly. Every enum is always final implicitly, and hence for our enum, we can't create a child enum, and hence for our enum we can't create a child enum, and hence for our enum we can't create child enum. We can't create child enum. We can't create child enum. Clear, right? Okay, this is. So now so for our enum we can't create child, and our enum can't extend any other. Because of these reasons, we can conclude inheritance concept is not applicable for enum explicitly, and we can't use extends keyword for enum, right? Okay, add next para. Because of above reasons, we can conclude. Because of above reasons, we can conclude. Inheritance concept not applicable. Inheritance concept not applicable for enum. Inheritance concept not applicable for enum. Inheritance concept not applicable for enum explicitly. Inheritance concept not applicable for enum explicitly. Inheritance concept not applicable for enum explicitly. And we can't use extends keyword for enum, and we can't use extends keyword for enum, and hence we can't use extends keyword for enum. Okay, so now terminology is very clear. Just observe. Now here legend these things well. Sir, I am taking enum x. Now legend very carefully. Small loopholes are there. Enum y extends x. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or invalid? Array enum x, enum y extends x, valid or invalid? 100% pakka. This one is array invalid, because we can't use what? Extends keyword. Okay, invalid. Sir, I am taking enum x extends java.lang.enum only. Sir, is it valid or not? Is it valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Valid, because anyway enum is always extends what? Java.lang.enum only. Then I will ask compiler, can you please compile? Immediately compiler is going to tell Durga, I can't compile. Array, what is the problem? You used extends java.lang.enum. You used extends. Then I told compiler, after extends what I took? Java.lang.enum only. Every enum is already extending java.lang.enum. Just I spell out explicitly. What is the problem? Can you please compile like I told? Then compiler is going to tell, after extends, what you took is not important for me. First remove that bloody extends keyword for enum, then I can compile. Are you getting right? Okay, this is. So extends keyword we can't use for enum. Are you getting right? After extends what you took, I don't want to consider. First remove that extend, then I will think about compilation. Like so, compile time error by default we are going to get. Even for java.lang.enum also you can't use extends keyword. Are you getting? Next, here observe. Sir, I am taking class x. Sir, it's a class x. Now enum y extends x. Enum y extends x. Sir, is it valid or invalid? Invalid, because extends keyword we are using for what? Enum. For enum extends is nothing but not at all applicable. Clear, right? Now fourth one, very important, observe. Sir, enum x enum x, it's a enum is also like a class only. Class y extends x, is it valid or not? Valid or not? Compiler will give left and right. Hey, every enum is always final. If it is always final, how you can create child class? Okay, extends keyword we can use for class, but the problem is after extends what you took? X is nothing but what? Final. X is enum. Every enum is always final. For final classes, how you can create child class? So compile time error, exact compile time error. See this one, cannot compile time error 1, cannot inherit from final x, cannot inherit from final x. Now have you observed? I told several times every enum is always final. Sir, where is the proof? Now compiler is telling what? Cannot inherit from final x. Have you observed? I didn't declare as the final, but still how the compiler is identified that it's a final? Because every enum is always final implicitly, but we can't use explicitly as the final. Okay, next compile time error 2. Okay, enum types are not extensible. Enum types are not extensible. Sir, you can't extend enum. Like here have you observed? Meaningful compile time errors you are going to get. Let me execute and let me show these compile time errors, right? Sir, up to this any doubt? Okay, now listen, all the things I will explain here. Just observe. Okay, here I am taking 1 minute. Here just observe. Sir, enum x, enum y extends x. Oh, enum keyword it's not. Enum x, enum y extends x. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? This one invalid. Here observe this one, Java C x.java. Have you observed? Compile time error. 2 errors we are going to get. Here error y extends only. Here extends, see the problem, right? Enum y extends x, like enum y extends java.lang.enum. Enum extends java.lang.enum. Like now, do you know what compile time error we are going to get? Same error. Have you observed? Java.lang.enum. Some here same errors by default we will get invalid. Now I am taking enum x, enum class x, third one class x, enum y extends x, enum y extends x. Now observe. Have you observed? Same 2 errors we are getting because enum y extends. Sir, here enum x, this one class y extends x, enum x class y extends x. Can you tell what is the problem? How many compile time errors we are going to get? 2 error. Can you please read Anna? Cannot inherit from final x. Cannot inherit from final x. Sir, I didn't declare anywhere x as the final. But how the compiler identified that cannot inherit from final x? Because every enum is always final implicitly. Next, class y extends x is nothing but enum types are not extensible, like compile time error we are getting. So you can't extend enum, and every enum is always final implicitly. I hope you can aware. Okay, take all these examples on. Take this one, inheritance concept extends concept. Such type of terminology not applicable for enum. Inheritance concept extends, such a type of thing not applicable for enum. Completed, right? Enum x, enum y extends x, invalid. Next, enum x extends java.lang.enum. Enum x extends java.lang.enum, invalid. Class x, enum y extends x, invalid. All are invalid. Compile time error 1. Cannot inherit from final x. Compile time error 1. Cannot inherit from final x. Next, compile time error 2. Enum types are not extensible. enum types are not extensible. Completed, right? Enum types are not extensible. So that's all. So make sure you people should have clear clarity, right? Okay. But here one last point here related to this syntax. Completed, I hope you do. Now listen this point well. Sir, I am taking interface X. Interface X. Enum Y implements X. Sir, is it valid or invalid? While extending java.lang.enum, you can't extend any other. That's why extends keyword we can't use for enum. While extending java.lang.enum, I can implement an interface. Correct or not? Sir, anyway, enum can implement any number of interfaces, no problem at all, because there is no syntactical mistake. Are you getting? Here just observe. Let me show. Enum here interface X. Interface X. Next enum Y. Which keyword I have to use? Implements. Implements X. Enum Y implements X. Now observe. Have you observed? The code compiles fine, there is no problem at all. Okay, make sure. So at this point, anyway, an enum can implement. Anyway, an enum can implement. Anyway, an enum can implement any number of interfaces. Anyway, an enum can implement any number of interfaces. An enum can implement any number of interfaces. An enum can implement any number of interfaces. Any number of interfaces. Are you getting that? Okay, at this one. Interface X. Interface X. Enum Y implements X. Interface X. Enum Y implements X. Enum Y implements X. Implements X. Like this. Completed, right? Okay. Next, so keep submitting few conclusions. Let me talk about java.lang.enum. Java.lang.enum. Few conclusions. Keep submitting. Java.lang.enum. Java.lang.enum. Enum. Okay. Here, every enum in Java is a direct child class of java.lang.enum, and hence this class acts as a base class for all enums. Are you getting that? Okay, this class acts as base class for all enums. Next, do you know it is direct child class of object? It is the direct child class of object, and this class is abstract class. And this class is nothing but abstract class. Next, this class implements serializable and comparable interfaces. Happily we can pass enum object across a network, no problem at all, because enum already implements what? Serializable. Enum implements what? Comparable. If you want, you can compare two enum objects, no problem at all. Sir, first one is the greater, second one is the greater, otherwise we can compare, no issue at all. So so what is enum? It is the direct child of object. It is an abstract class. Let me show this profile first, and then I will take java dot lang which one? Enum. Java profile I'm showing. You are saying, sir, can you please read public class abstract class. Public abstract class java.lang.enum extends java.lang.object. It is the direct child class of object. Implements java.lang.comparable and serializable. Are you getting? It's a comparable and a serializable, right? Add these conclusions. Every enum in Java every enum in Java, every enum in Java is the direct child class of, every enum in Java is the direct child class of, is the direct child class of java.lang.enum. Every enum in Java is the direct child class of java.lang.enum, is the direct child class of java.lang.enum, enum, and hence this class acts as base class, and hence this class acts as base class, and hence this class acts as base class for all Java enums, and hence this class acts as base class for all Java enums, for all Java enums, for all Java enums. Next point. Next, it is an abstract class. It is an abstract class. It is an abstract class, and it is the direct child class of. It is an abstract class, and it is the direct child class of. It is an abstract class, and it is the direct child class of object. It is an abstract class, and it is the direct child class of object. Next, it implements serializable. It implements serializable and comparable interfaces. It implements serializable and comparable interfaces. It implements serializable and comparable interfaces. Serializable and comparable interfaces. That's all. So up to this we covered what is java.lang.enum. Next, enum versus inheritance concept. Now keep studying. There is one special method is there which is applicable for every enum. Okay, here say what is the method is values method. Okay, keep studying values method. Sir, can you tell what is the purpose of values? The name itself indicates, have you observed? Values method to get all values present inside enum. Sir, I have an enum is there. I don't know how many values are there. Can you please list out all values present inside enum? Can you please list out all values present inside enum? Then we should go for values method. Best example, how to use this one. Here I am taking, sir, enum. Here just observe. Enum bear. Here KF, KO, RC, FO is there. KF, KO, RC, FO. Now I am taking class test. Public static void main string array accept. Class test public static void main string array accept. Now my target is all values present inside bear. Can you please list out all values? If you want, then we can go for bear dot values. If I call bear dot values, now every value is a bear object. Then how many objects I am going to get? 4 objects. How I can hold these? The return type of this method is bear array B. Are you getting? Because a group of bear objects we are going to get. A group of bear objects are nothing but what? Bear array. Okay. So what is the purpose of values method? Clear? This line is going to represent the purpose of values method to get all values present inside enum. Then we should go for which method? Values method, right? Now for each bear B1 in B, for each bear B1 in B, system.out.println of B1. Sir, can you please print every bear object present inside bear array? Can you please print? Then we can go for what? SOP of B1. What is the output by default we are going to get? Can I spell out? KF, KO, RC, FO by default we are going to get. Are you able to understand? So what is the purpose of values method? To list out all values present inside enum. Then we can go for which method? Values method, right? But again, let me execute and let me show the corresponding output. But here one small twist is there, that part I will explain. Here see, let me execute this code first. Here legend this example well. Here I am taking just observe. So enum, here just enum beer, just SOP of B1, like this I'm taking. Have you observed enum beer, K of KO or CFO, class test public static void main, beer array B is equal to B dot values, for each beer B1 in B, okay, SOP of B1. Are you able to understand? Sir, can you tell what is the output by default we will get? Here, let me compile java c test.java, java test kf ko rc fo is itself with the same example, right? Okay, this here. So this is what is a values method. Any explanation is required or not? The purpose of values method is to list out all values present inside enum. Is it clear? Now I have one big doubt. Values method is static method or non-static method? Static method. Because of that static method, right? Okay, b dot value. Sir, values method present in which class? No, b doesn't contain. Values method present in which class? Enum class, obviously, because if the child doesn't contain, then the parent class should contain that method. So which is the parent class for our enum? java.lang.enum. If that class also doesn't contain, then which class should contain? Object class. But we are very familiar with object class method. In the object class, values method is not there. Now let me check java.lang.enum class whether values method is there or not. Now observe this one. Sir, have you remembered? So the profile of how to get an java p java.lang.enum. Okay, observe this one. Sir, take very special care. First method, okay, name is the first method. Second method, ordinal. It may be constructor, it may be toString, equals method, hash code method, clone method, compare to method, get a declaring class method, value of method, finalize method, compare to method. Where is the values method? Can you please cross check? So there is one big speciality is there for values method. You can't see inside enum class. Not required to break your head, sir. So that list doesn't contain values method. Enum keyword itself implicitly providing this method. Are you getting that? So there are several students asked, sir, values method I'm not seeing in enum class. From where this enum the values method is coming? Enum keyword itself implicitly provides values method, right? Are you able to understand? But there is no other keyword which provides a method implicitly, but this values method is coming from enum keyword itself. Is it clear for all of you, right? Okay, add every enum. Have you kept heading, right? What heading you took? Values method. Okay, values method, bracket open, bracket close, values method, add every enum implicitly contains values method. Every enum implicitly contains values method. Every enum implicitly contains values method. To list out all values, to list out all values, to list out all values present inside enum. 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 All values present inside enum. Enum. Okay, just don't take complete program, just take this line. Example, beer array b is equal to beer array b is equal to beer dot values. Beer array b is equal to beer dot values. Beer dot values. That's all. Better to highlight within the box. Within the box. Are you getting? Take a note. Values method not present in java.lang.enum class. Java.lang.enum values method not present in java.lang.enum and object classes. Not present in java.lang.enum and object classes. And object classes not present in java.lang.enum and object classes. Enum keyword implicitly provides this method. Enum keyword implicitly provides this method. enum keyword implicitly provides this method. That's all. So completed, right? So this is what is the difference between, what is values method? Similar to values, don't take this example, after a few minutes you can take. Similar to values, there is one more method is there. What is that method? Is ordinal. Keep supporting ordinal method. Keep supporting ordinal method. Okay. So do you know what is ordinal method? Sir, ordinal means order. Okay. Within array, order of elements is important or not? Array, inside array, yes, we can represent order by using index. First element locating at 0th index, second element locating at 1th index, right? Same inside enum, order of constants is also important. Are you getting? Inside enum, sir, can you tell what is the first constant? Kf. What is the second constant? Ko. So inside enum, order of constants is also important. Okay, make sure you should aware. We can represent order of enum constants by using ordinal value. Are you getting right? Ordinal value. If it is the array, we can use the word index. If it is enum, then we can use the word ordinal value. We can find ordinal value of enum constant by using ordinal method. Are you getting right? Sir, ordinal value of kf, its value is 0, just like array index only, but what is the different? Ordinal value of ko. What about ordinal value of ko? 1. Are you able to get? Sir, I got all values for each beer object b1 in b. SOP of b1 plus dot b1 dot ordinal. SOP of b1, sir, for every beer object print the constant and its ordinal value. Do you know what is the output? By default we are going to get here kf, its ordinal value 0. Kf, its ordinal value 0. Ko, its ordinal value 1. Next, what is the next one? Rc, its ordinal value 2. Fo, its ordinal value is nothing but 3. Are you getting? Inside enum, the ordinal value itself is nothing but important. We can represent the ordinal value by using enum by using which thing? Ordinal value or ordinal method. Is it clear for all of you? Right? Okay, this is. So let me execute this code so that you can aware. See this one. Do you know in our enum class, are you seeing any method named with ordinal? Public final into ordinal method is there, but values method you can't see. Okay, now here for each beer b1 in b, SOP of b1 plus dot plus b1 dot ordinal, like. Now here see this one, the code compiles fine. What is the answer? By default we are going to get kf, its value is nothing but what? 0. Ko 1, Rc 2, Fo is nothing but what? 3 by default. Any explanation is required now? Okay, this is. So better to add the theory first. Ordinal. Inside enum, order of constants is important. Inside enum, order of constants is important. Order of constants is important. Order of constants is important. Order of constants is important, and we can represent this order. We can represent this order by using, ordinal value. Ordinal value. Next, we can find ordinal value of enum constant. We can find ordinal value of enum constant. By using. We can find ordinal value of enum constant by using ordinal method. Okay, better to take complete prototype of ordinal method. You can take from screen, you can take from screen. Public final int ordinal, public final int ordinal, public final int ordinal. Next point, add ordinal value is zero based. Ordinal value is zero based, like array index, zero based like array index. Ordinal value is zero based like array index. Clear for all of you, right? Okay, this. Now take this example. Take the example, better to take from screen. Enum beer kf ko rcfo. Next class test, public static void main. Next beer array b is equal to b dot values. For each beer b1 in b, for each beer b1 in b, SOP of b1 dot b1 dot ordinal. SOP of b1 dot b1 dot ordinal. b1 dot ordinal. Okay, like, can I complete it, right? Not required to keep any explanation, right? SOP of b1 dot b1 dot ordinal. So completed, right? And then better to take output also. Kf, the value is 0, Ko, the value is 1, Rc ordinal value 2, Fo ordinal value 3. So this is about values method and ordinal method. Two API methods we require to discuss, but one method present in enum class, but the other method enum keyword itself will provide. Enum keyword itself will provide that method, right? Can I complete it, right? Okay, so that's it. Next, keep submitting. What is the next terminology? And a very important terminology we have. Next one, make sure you people should aware clearly, right? Okay, what is the next point? Sir, I told at the beginning, there's a big speciality is there for Java enum, correct or not? When compared with the old languages enum, Java enum is more powerful. Are you getting more powerful? How? The speciality for Java enum. Keep submitting. Speciality. Next submitting. Speciality of Java enum. Speciality of Java enum. Speciality of Java enum. Speciality of Java enum. Okay. Here simple. In the old languages enum, we can take only. In old languages enum, we can take only constants. But in Java enum, in addition to constants, we can take normal variables, methods, constructors, etc. Whatever you can take inside normal class, all those things happily you can take inside enum. Are you getting? That's why Java enum is more powerful than old languages enum. Are you getting that? Okay, this is. Sir, still two fortunate thing inside Java enum. If you want, you can take main method and you can run enum directly from the command prompt, no problem at all. Okay, if you want, you can run enum class directly from the command prompt, not normal Java class. Enum directly from the command prompt itself is possible. Are you getting at this point? I will show anyway. Yeah. In old languages enum, we can take only constants. In old languages enum, we can take only constants. We can take only constants. But in Java enum, in addition to constants, But in Java enum, in addition to constants, but in Java enum, in addition to constants, in addition to constants, we can take, in addition to constants, we can take methods, constructors, normal variables. We can take methods, constructors, normal variables, normal variables, etc. We can take methods, constructors, normal variables, etc. Hence Java enum, Java enum is more powerful than more powerful than old languages enum. Java enum is more powerful than old languages enum. Old languages enum. Okay, that's all. Next one, take very special care about this point also. Inside Java enum, can I take main method? Can I take main method? Yes, why not? Happily we can take main method and we can run enum class directly from command prompt. Okay, at the next para. Even inside Java enum, even in Java enum, we can declare main method. In Java enum, even in Java enum, we can declare main method. We can declare main method, and we can run enum class directly from command prompt. And we can run enum class directly from command prompt. And we can run enum class directly from command prompt. Directly from command prompt. We can run enum class directly from command prompt. Directly from command prompt. That's all. Here just observe. Sir, I am taking enum and a fish enum is there. Sir, can you tell allowed values for fish? How many of you are going to eat fish? Ayyo, how many? Very less. When compared with chicken, mutton, eating fish is highly recommended as per doctor's prescription. Because fish, so it's a big help for heart. Next, brain is going to be improved. Like fish chala తెలివిగలదంట తెలుసానా మీకు? Fish is a bit intelligent. కరెక్టా? ఫిష్ చేప తెలివి వచ్చింది అంటారు కదా. It's recommended, I mean, as per doctor's prescription, when compared with chicken and mutton, is a fish is highly recommended to eat because maybe a number of advantages are there. But myself is pure non-vegetarian. Not pure non-veg, you know. So while going to my native place, so from here almost 330 kilometers far, from Hyderabad 330 kilometers far my native place exactly. So usually we will start at early morning, some 7 or 8 o'clock, like we will start from here. And via Nagarjuna Sagar we require to travel. Okay. Once there is at Nagarjuna Sagar, there is one hotel is there. Anyone from Nagarjuna Sagar? There is one hotel is there named with Siddhartha. Hotel Siddhartha, AP Tourism Hotel. Our car while going, if that hotel is going to come, automatically my car is going to be stopped. Okay, this is because that much so association is there with that hotel and my car. So immediately once we entered into that hotel premises, then there is one person named with Satyanarayana, who is the owner of that hotel and who is admin person, I hope. Now whenever they saw me or my admin person or otherwise car, immediately sir came, so 4 or 5 Apollo fish biryani is nothing but plate like it's a very common one. So they saw me is nothing but they saw my admin people or otherwise my immediate fish biryani is nothing but Apollo fish biryani. That much hundreds of times we eat once I will go there is nothing but usually my car should be stopped there. That much I don't know the reason, but it's excellent taste by default will be there. Maybe Nagarjuna Sagar nearby, right? Maybe fresh fish, maybe a chance, I don't know the reason. Okay, like suppose by mistake on hurry, if we require to travel in odd hours, maybe around 4 o'clock we are traveling, is nothing but we are passing that hotel. 4 o'clock we won't go for dinner, we won't go for lunch, is nothing but like what we will do is 1 hour before only, 3 o'clock around, we will make a phone call to Satyanarayana saying, so almost around 4 o'clock we will reach there, can you please parcel 5 Apollo biryani, okay, fish, Apollo fish biryani, can you please do 5 parcel like, then what we will keep all those 5 in the dicky, and then we will whether we came this side or otherwise my native place, at night time at the dinner we can, is nothing but that much, so big association there, okay, like, so anyway, can you tell some fish types, enum fish, some fish types, in Telugu, do you know, చాలా ఉంటాయి అనుకుంటా ఇన్ తెలుగు, కొరమేయలు, బురద మట్ట, జెల్లీ, ఇంకేముంటాయి, చాలా ఉంటాయిగా. కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ టెల్ సమ్ ఫిష్ టైప్స్? ఎస్, సో ఐ హోప్ ఈజ్ ఇట్ ఏ వ్యాలిడ్ నేమ్, కెన్ యూ ప్లీజ్ క్రాస్ చెక్? స్టార్ ఫిష్ ఈజ్ దేర్, ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ లైక్. నెక్స్ట్ అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ ద, so do you know guppy is the valid fish name, guppy fish, guppy, okay, star, guppy. Have you observed gold fish? Gold fish is there, but don't tell silver fish, because most of the fishes are in silver color only. Gold special category, right? That's why star, guppy, gold, that's all. Just I'm taking 3. If you want you can add pona fish, Apollo fish, like there are several categories are there. Star, guppy, gold. Next, here public static void main method, string array args, public static void main string array args, system.out.println, SOP of system.out.println, here enum main method, like I'm taking enum main method. Have you observed? Sir, I am taking main method inside Java class or inside enum? Inside enum. Now let me compile. Sir, if I compile this code, Java C fish.java, happily the code is going to compile, no problem at all. If I run this code, Java fish, if I run this code, what is the output by default we are going to get is enum main method. By default is the output we are going to get. Enum main method, by default we are going to get in the output, right? Are you able to understand, right? So inside enum, if you want we can declare main method and we can run enum class directly from the command prompt, no problem at all. Okay, this is best example for that. Let me execute this code. Here say enum fish.java, here say enum fish. Can you spell out some constants? Star, comma, guppy, next and after that gold fish, like, sir, this is next public static void main method, string array args, public static void main string array args. What we have to take? System.out.println, yeah, enum main method, like I'm taking. Are you getting enum main method, like? So here let me compile this code. Here Java C fish.java, same example anna, compiles fine. Java fish, have you observed enum main method? So we can declare main method inside enum and we can run enum directly from command prompt, no problem at all. Okay, take this example. Take this example. Enum fish star, guppy, gold, public static void main string array args, SOP of main method, enum main method. Completed, right? enum fish star guppy gold. Public static void main enum main method like enum main method. Have you observed? After that, so after taking this example, just take these two things also. Java C fish.java, give the tick mark. Java C fish.java, and then Java fish. What the output by default we will get? Enum main method. Java C fish.java, Java fish enum main method like. Okay, observe this. That's all. So what is the speciality of Java enum? Now you can able to understand clearly, right? Are you able to understand? Here one small thing you should aware. Sir, this is semicolon, is it mandatory or optional? Optional. Even I hope in your notes you took. Can you please cross check? Have you took or not? Check man. Check. No. Have you took right? Can you please check? Enum heading you kept somewhere. Enum heading you kept somewhere. First example. Enum bear, enum month, like I took 2 examples. There we kept semicolon is mandatory or optional? You wrote right? How many times you wrote? 1 time or 2 times? 2 times you write. Enum month semicolon is optional. Enum bear semicolon is optional. Now, so here I want to remove the semicolon. Listen a bit very carefully. Sir, I am removing. I want to remove the semicolon. I removed semicolon. Only constants and then immediately main method. Is it valid or not? Array semicolon is optional. Valid or not? Valid or invalid? Oi, semicolon is mandatory or optional? Optional. Even I showed also in some example. I removed and happily the code compiles. Now see, compiler is ready to give left and right. 3 errors by default I got. Now let me take semicolon. Sir, let me take semicolon. Now let me compile. Happily the code compiles fine. Sir, semicolon is the mandatory or optional? Mandatory or optional? Mandatory. If it is the fish, semicolon is mandatory. If it is the beer, semicolon is optional. Ayyo, for the beer semicolon is because whenever you took beer, full kick right. Whether semicolon is there or not there, ignore. But fish is nothing but compulsory. Okay, we are in. I mean, our mind is working properly in the case of fish. That's why semicolon is mandatory. Okay, what is the difference between fish enum, beer enum? Observe that. In the beer enum, we took only constants. Kf, Kvo, RCFO, semicolon, that's all. But in the beer enum, fish enum, in addition to constants, we took what? Main method also. So the conclusion is, in addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, I'm taking some extra method, compulsory list of constants should end with the semicolon, right? Are you getting? Compulsory list of constants should end with the semicolon. Sir, if the main method is not there, then semicolon is the mandatory or optional? Optional, right? Observe the difference here. Just let me prove that. Here see, sir, here I'm taking some extra member. That's why semicolon is mandatory or optional? Mandatory. Yes, the code compiles fine. Sir, by mistake let me remove this one. Remove. Sir, is it valid or invalid? Invalid, compile time error, right? Okay. Now, sir, I'm removing this part. Now semicolon is mandatory or optional? Only constants are there, optional. That's why here, do you know? Yeah, the code compiles fine. But I'm taking extra member method. Semicolon the mandatory or optional? Mandatory, right? Are you getting? Sir, in addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory list of constants should end with the semicolon. Semicolon is nothing but mandatory. Rule number 1 is the clear for you, right? So can I spell out what? Don't write. Can I spell out what is the rule number 1? In addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory list of constants should end with the semicolon. That is, semicolon is mandatory. Clear for you? First point. Second one, I want to make a small change. What is my change here is, Sir, list of constants we are taking in the first line, and then main method I'm taking. I don't want to take list of constants in the first line, I want to take in the last line. Here starfish, goldfish or guppy fish, like here I'm taking semicolon. That's all. Sir, is it valid enum or not? Valid or invalid? Valid enum or not? If I can take like this, valid or invalid? Invalid, because if it is valid, sir may not explain this much. If it is invalid, that's why only. Is it valid or invalid? Okay, make sure. Have you remember static variables we can declare within the class anywhere. Are you getting? At the top you can declare static int x is equal 10, at last also static int x is equal 10, like we can declare, no problem. So is it valid or invalid? Okay, make sure normal static variables we can declare within the class anywhere, but here enum constants, clear rule is there. In addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory list of constants should be in the first line, and a compulsory list of constants should ends with semicolon, right? Are you getting? Compulsory list of constants should be in the first line and should ends with semicolon, right? Rule is clear, I hope. Now here just observe, I'm taking sir star guppy gold in the last line I'm taking. Sir, is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Compile time error we are going to get, right? Compile time errors we will get. Are you getting? Sir, now I'm taking star guppy gold in the first line I'm taking. Sir, is it valid or not? Valid, no problem at all. Observe the difference clearly, right? Sir, in addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory list of constants should be in the first line and should ends with the semicolon, right? Two rules, list of constants should be in the first line and should ends with the semicolon, right? First at this point. Note. In addition to constants, if we are taking any extra member like a method, if we are taking any extra member like a method, if we are taking any extra member like a method, if we are taking any extra member like a method, then if we are taking any extra member like a method, then list of constants should be in the first line. List of constants should be in the first line. List of constants should be in the first line and should ends with semicolon. Okay, example here see this one. Sir, I'm taking enum fish, here star comma guppy, like this I'm taking, and then public void m1 method I'm taking, public void m1. Sir, can you tell, is it a valid or not? Valid or not? Valid, no problem at all. And the semicolon, is it mandatory or optional? Mandatory. Semicolon is mandatory. Okay, like, sir, I'm taking enum fish, star I'm taking, and then guppy. Star I'm taking guppy, and after the public void m1 method, public void m1 method, like this I'm taking. Sir, here have you observed, is it a valid or invalid? This one invalid, because you know the reason, semicolon is optional or mandatory? Next, enum fish I am taking. Enum fish. Sir, public void m1, public void m1. Now I am taking star guppy, like this I am taking star guppy. Sir, is it valid or invalid? Invalid, because list of constants should be in the first line. That's why this one is nothing but what? Invalid, right? Okay, take these examples. Completed, right? So make sure you people should aware. I hope is clear. Now the next one, listen. That's all completed, I hope. Okay. Now the next point, listen. Sir, here I am taking enum fish. Sir, enum fish. Fish enum I am taking. And here I am taking public void m1 method. Enum fish I am taking public void m1 method. Sir, can you tell, is it valid or invalid? Valid or not? Okay, make sure. If you are taking like this, compiler will give left and right. In here inside enum, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory first line should contain list of constant at least semicolon. At least semicolon. Now enum fish semicolon. Sir, list of constant semicolon. And then I am taking public void m1. Is it valid or not? This one is nothing but at least list of constant should, first line should contain list of constant or at least a semicolon. Boss, this is my list of constant. Compiler is going to be happy because so list of constant semicolon. And then what is nothing but it's this one is the valid. Now let me consider. Here see, here enum fish. I don't want, I'm not taking these things. So just a public static void main, that's all, no constants at all, in even semicolon also. Immediately compile time error we are going to get. Are getting compile time error we are getting, right? Okay. Now let me take semicolon at least. Semicolon, just semicolon. Is it valid or not? Yes, boss, no problem at all, valid. Okay, this. So in addition to constants, if we are suppose if you want to take any extra member like a method, compulsory the first line should contain list of constants at least a semicolon, right? Add. Next point, inside enum, if we are taking inside enum, if we are taking any extra member like a method, if we are taking any extra member like a method, if we are taking any extra member like a method, compulsory the first line should contains, compulsory the first line should contains list of constants. Compulsory first line should contains list of constants. First line should contains list of constants at least a semicolon. List of constants at least a semicolon. At least a semicolon. Okay, that's all. Take both examples. So the first one is invalid, second one is valid, because in the first line I took semicolon, that's why. First one is invalid, but second one is valid because we took semicolon, right? Completed, right? Okay, semicolon public void m1 itself is nothing but like. Now the terminology is very very clear for you people, right? Okay, now the next suppose here see have we took, right? Now I have one doubt here. Legend this one, sir, is the semicolon is the mandatory or not? Yes, otherwise the code won't come. Suppose assume, sir, I'm not taking m1 method, I'm not taking m1, then semicolon is the mandatory or optional? Optional. Now I am removing semicolon also. Now is it valid enum or not? I'm not doing any syntactical mistake. Valid or not? 100% pakka, perfectly valid. An empty enum is a valid Java syntax only. If you want, just observe, sir, here I'm removing this one, only semicolon, valid or not? Array, only semicolon, valid or not? Valid. Now I'm removing that semicolon also, nothing there. Sorry, here nothing there. I'm removing semicolon also. Is it valid or not? Yes, because if you are not taking any extra method, extra member, semicolon is optional. Remove, happily this one is nothing but valid. Anyway, an empty enum is a valid Java syntax. Are you getting right at this point? Anyway, an empty enum is a valid Java syntax. An empty enum is a valid Java syntax. Syntax. Okay, take this part. Enum fish, curly brace open and close. Enum fish, curly brace open and close, itself is valid. Completed, I hope. Enum fish, curly brace open and close, itself is nothing but valid, right? Not required to keep any explanation about this terminology, right? Okay, that's all.